Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. On August 11th, the 3-week-long Mercury Retrograde is finally over. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at what is coming forward for you during the week of August 11th, now that Mercury is direct. As always, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right. Gemini, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. See what's coming forward for you now that we've got the direct motion from Mercury. I don't know about you, but this last Mercury retrograde felt very long, felt like a bit of a doozy for me. I know I've been stumbling over my words more than I usually already do. But anyway, yeah, excited to see what's coming forward here. Let's go ahead and get all of the cards out, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. It really is incredible how, like all of the air signs, you're the last air sign I'm doing, like all the air signs, all the fire signs, the readings are not exactly the same, but a lot of the same cards come in, and I use multiple decks, so it's very interesting. Just an observation, but all right. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the Empress. So the Empress is a very good sign in the tarot. This is the mother of the tarot, okay? The Emperor being the father, the traditional archetypes here in the tarot. But really what this means is sometime in this week, this is about having fertile ground to create something, okay? This is a card of fertility, the Empress. And yes, for people who are looking to conceive, this is a card that you want to see. I would want to see like the Ace of Wands with it or the Ace of Cups, but if you are looking to build, make a family or create a family, this is a card you want to see. But this is also a major energy of just abundance generally as well. Here, as you can see, the Empress is surrounded by all sorts of abundance in the card. So one of the most abundant cards in the tarot. It's definitely a nice energy to start off the reading with. But for some of you here, there may be fertile ground to plant a seed in this week ahead for you and to create something here. So let's try to dive in more and kind of get some more specific details. I love you have a ton of wands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is fire energy. The wands can be around creation. It can also be around your career, your inspiration in life, your enthusiasm in life, and also your in some respects creativity, but yeah, your passion, I think is the word I was looking for. So you have a ton of fire energy here. I think that some of you are looking to push forward or move forward on something, okay? I'm really drawn to all of the wands here on the card, on the board here. So in the middle, you have the nine of wands, right? So this is a card that may ask you in this week to persevere and to dig in, to sort of draw your line in the sand and to not give up on something. The worst thing you could do when you get the 9 of wands is give up, because this card would suggest that perhaps you are at the final stages of something. You're very close to finishing something out. So do not, throw in the towel, right? Do not give up. See something through when you get the 9 of wands card here. It does suggest that you've been through a bit of a battle, okay, up to this point. You can see the bandages on this person. They've definitely been through some sort of war or battle, and it's just sort of like a metaphor for maybe having gone through some struggle or challenges up to this point prior to this reading, okay? But I think that there is an ability to really plant a seed here in the week ahead or the weeks that follow with the Empress and the 9 of wands, provided that you persevere and you keep going. Let's move into the first column. You have the Devil, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. Okay. Some of you, perhaps, there may be sort of like a voice in the back of your head or the voice in your mind that is saying, okay, why don't we just give up, or why don't we just kick the can down the road? Okay, this is something I've been saying for every air sign. I think every air sign has gotten the Devil and or the 9 of wands. It's interesting. But the Devil, this is about something that we're doing that we know we shouldn't be doing, right? And we all have that. Or another way of looking, we have all experienced something like that. Or another way of looking at the devil is there may be something that you are chained to or tied to. Okay, there may be something you're trapped in. Okay, it's a sense of entrapment. The devil can bring around about a sense of entrapment in the tarot. All right, and what I would say here is, for some of you, this may be connected to money in some sense, as you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles can indicate lending. Okay, you can see the person on the card here is giving money out. Okay, they're giving money out, and this can represent generosity in some respects. It can indicate lending in that maybe some of you are looking to take on loans or take on debt in some way, or even give out money. Some of you as well could also be dealing with something like that here. But, this indicates generosity, and it also can talk about balance as well. You can see the yin yang on the person's card. This idea of balancing your finances in some respects. Maybe some of you are overspending. You have the devil with the Six of Pentacles. That's possible. Okay, this is a combination of potentially overspending, because the Six of Pentacles can indicate outflow as well as inflow. You have to look at the card that's associated with it. In this case, devil would be outflow, right? So there may be something like that that's going on that you're looking at here, but it also may, for you, it may mean that there is an increase in your situation as well, provided though there's a hurdle here, okay? On this reading, there's a hurdle. There's something that you have to jump over in order to see that increase or that come in here. It's not going to be handed to you because you have the devil and the Nine of Wands, if this is your reading, right? You have some hurdle that you have to surmount here, okay? Some difficulty or challenge or hurdle that you have to surmount here. But if you can do that, if you can dig in, there is some positive things in your future here for you, Gemini. Now you have this with the Three of Wands, and this is why I'm saying maybe there is an increase, because the Three of Wands, it can indicate growth and expansion, right? It can indicate expanding into something. It indicates an adventure. It maybe even indicates travel as well. Careful around spending here, I think, for some of you. That's just something I want to say. But the spending could also be like, maybe you're spending in order to expand, right? Maybe you own a business and you're looking to buy more product, or you're looking to expand the workshop, or whatever it is, whatever you have here, something that you have, you're looking to expand more. And, there may be like a need to analyze the situation. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, I can't give financial advice, but this is something that's coming in here, okay? So again, the expansion, the increase, this is coming after going through some, like surmounting a challenge or overcoming a challenge. In the middle, you have the Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so nines I've found are more personal in the tarot. They're about you. Okay, nines refer to the self. You have double nines here. Okay, so in some respects, it feels like a personal battle or journey or struggle that some of you are maybe going through at this time. Okay, and there's even something here that's really, really stressing you out with this Nine of Swords card. This person has their hand in their head, their head in their hands. They're having nightmares. They're stressing. They're thinking about something over and over again. Okay, and some of you here are maybe, this is probably connected to career, as you have wands in abundance here, right? We've got at least 5 wands on the board, and they're all surrounding the Nine of Swords or Pentacles, as well as you have the Six of Pentacles devil energy here. So there may be something around career, around money, finances, whatever, that that you are sort of like, that you're sort of like anxious or stressed about at this time. The good news is you have a really, really solid ending to this reading, so things are going to push forward for you here, especially now that, that we've got some nice kind of like pleasant energy in the astrology here past, like, let's say 12th, 13th. I know the retrograde ends on the 11th, but yeah. So you've got some nice energy there. But anyway, I think this is going to move forward. But right now it feels like you're sort of like in the thick of it, okay? You're going through some sort of like personal struggle or transformation here that's going on. Now, this is generally like a great time to grow as well, because through like, struggles provide opportunities, right? Struggle provides opportunities for growth. And, especially if you're somebody who can overcome and go through that situation and come out on the other end stronger. I think most people, I think everybody has the ability to do that, okay? And I think that this could be an opportunity for you to learn and grow from something here, no matter where you are in life, no matter what stage you are in life. You have the Four of Wands as well, which can indicate stability. It's also a card that talks about celebrations and ceremonies. So this could be marriage. This could be some formal ceremony that you're invited to, like a gathering. But it is a card of celebration as well. You can see the people here on the card, they've just gotten married. And yeah, it's a really, really solid card, even indicating like achievement as well in life, like more so life achievement, right? More so like achievement in your personal life, like yeah. You get the idea, right? So let's see what else we have. In the final column, you have the Star, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Wands here. Amazing column here in to close out this first portion of the reading. Okay, so with the Eight of Wands, there is a travel timeline for some of you with the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Okay, there's also a social media timeline. Okay, and I know I'm throwing a lot of different timelines out for you here, but with the Six of Wands and the Star, okay, this is a combination I look for in modern tarot. Now, reading for the modern times, this person is in a crowd, right? They've gained an audience. They've garnered attention, which is all about what social media is about. Okay, and so it can indicate some success on your social channels if that's something that you have currently, or if you're looking to build. And then the Star is like being a star, right? It's being in the starlight, right? It's having star power. So some of you, there may be like an increase if you are on socials, like if you have a YouTube channel like me, or you have an Instagram account or TikTok or whatever. I could see like an increase in following that based on this reading that's coming in. That may even bring an increase in business for some people as well, as you have that Six of Pentacles. Maybe that's where this is being found. Maybe I talked about this increase here at the start of the reading. Okay, maybe that's where it's being found, but just generally and more broadly, the Six of Wands connects to and relates to success in the tarot. It says you overcome a difficulty. Okay, so I like this, and you're in a much better position than where you started out. Eight of Wands is a card that comes forward after retrogrades because the Eight of Wands is a breakthrough. It's accelerated motion. It's the energy moving ahead. It's things pushing along. It's a very solid card. It can even indicate news coming into you from a distance. There may be news on the way. This is generally very good, but it's a breakthrough card, okay? And also a travel card with the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. And then you have the Star, which outside of the other definitions I gave you, the Star can indicate a wish coming true for you in your life, something that you have wanted to see come in. It's a significant one too, okay? It can also indicate tranquility as well in the tarot, like healing from something, okay? If you've gone through a struggle, which maybe with the Nine of Wands, it may suggest that that's something that's kind of on the plate for you right now. The Star would suggest you will find time to heal from that. So why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at moving into the clarifications portion of this reading. We'll start off by pulling some Psychic Tarot Oracle cards, one of my favorite decks, because it blends Oracle and Tarot, and then we'll move into clarifying these 9 Tarot cards as well. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. Energy on the bottom, you have Wisdom. Okay, I like this. This is the Hierophant, but I like this idea, right? The idea of learning something here through this challenge or struggle or whatever situation you're going through. Yeah, I think that through those times, everybody, no matter where you are in life, we become wiser, right? Going through those situations. This can also connect to your elders. I'm not really, we'll see if that comes in. You do have the Waiting Game and Shadow. Okay, something feels like it's taking time here. Okay, something really feels like it's taking time. And you're not exactly totally clear on what the holdup is, or you don't exactly see the light at the end of the tunnel there. But contrasting that, you do have Love Begins and Fulfillment of Wishes. Okay, so you do have 2 cards that can indicate a significant wish coming in with the Star and this Fulfillment of Wishes card here as well. That would be the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups. You then here have the positive movement forward, which would be the Eight of Pentacles, as well as Memories of Love, Six of Cups. There's an issue that has resurfaced here for you in the last 3 weeks. Okay, prior to this reading, there's an issue that has resurfaced here, but you're moving in the right direction, okay, with the energies here on the board. It's just that something came back around, okay? Something came back around for you. and it was just sort of like a, yeah, something came back around, and it's something that you just have to deal with. Okay, it's on your plate right now, and there's an opportunity for you to create this positive movement forward, to push forward. We got the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and let's get even more details on this reading. Now, Gemini, I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. As always, I do hope things are going well for you. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. You have Justice, King of Wands, and the Magician. Justice, King of Wands, and the Magician. All right. These are positive cards here. So you've got this Libra energy showing up with the Devil here, which is the Justice card. But the Justice card, it's also connected to balance and harmony in your life. And it is also your karma as well. So the choices and the actions and the decisions that you make in life are really very important. You know, they really are very important. And we all get the outcome we deserve. And that's exactly what the Justice card says, right? And so with the Devil, it's like, is there something that, I'm going to say it this way, okay, and just take it for what it is. Is there something that you don't want to pay for later? Are you doing something that maybe you don't want to pay for later? Okay, so like, in other words, have you made it, are you contemplating an action or a decision that will feel comfortable or safe in the short term, but in the long term, you may have to pay for that later, is the question, okay? That's one thing that you could, that's one way that you could look at it, okay? And it doesn't mean that you're doomed, by the way. People really have this warped view of what karma means. Karma just, we're always, you can repay karma at any time, right? If you have, I don't believe that there's anything, I don't believe this idea of bad karma exists. Karma just is. It's based on what you're doing, okay? So like, what actions are you taking, right? And if you've taken the wrong action, you can course correct, which is paying karma, right? So paying off karmic debt. So just keep that in mind. You know, no one's perfect. You don't have to be perfect, right? As you have the Justice card and the Devil. But just something to consider that's showing up here. You have the King of Wands here as well, which I like. That's an entrepreneur in the tarot. This is also somebody who's quite successful in their career, you know, as well. So, and skilled. And then you have another skill card here with the Magician. Okay, the Magician is a high skill card. They have all the skills that they could ever need. The problem is that they need to act, right? And so there's something about choices, decisions, actions here that's showing up at this time that feel pretty important in this week or the weeks that follow, okay, here on the board. And, you know, the Magician is also an energy of manifestation. I always like to say, make sure you're manifesting from a place of abundance here, especially as you have the Empress, okay? Because manifestation is real, okay? So you can manifest scarcity, or you could manifest abundance. Like that is, again, this idea of like the actions and the thoughts and, you know, the steps that we take are really very important. So you then here have the Five of Wands, you have the Page of Swords, and the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups with the Nine of Swords. It's interesting. So the King of Cups is, you know, this is somebody who really enjoys comfort, you know, and they're not really like an action taker, right? They don't take actions. They don't take action, right, as much, right? Of course, yeah. They're not as much of a risk taker. They don't take as much action, especially compared to the King of Wands, which can be a risk taker in the tarot. You have this here with the Page of Swords. I have a feeling some of you want to be very careful here to not be... are some of you frozen at this time? You know, I'm sure everybody has... we all freeze up at times. You know, maybe especially when we have a lot on our plate. You know, if you're juggling a lot, it's very easy to sort of freeze up and kind of like do nothing, right? So this is something that's coming in here because there's a real opportunity for you to kind of surmount a difficulty or challenge, but it's going to like take some mental fortitude here, you know. The Page of Swords is a retrograde card. It can indicate delays. It can also indicate high intelligence as well, an ability to communicate in a direct way. But it can indicate offers and opportunities that are available but may take a little bit of time. You then have this Five of Wands, which can indicate some type of conflict here with the Four of Wands. It's interesting. Let's go ahead and move into the final column, and maybe I'll be able to get more details on this. You have the Moon, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. All right, Gemini, so notice how we have 555 here. Okay, Five of Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. 555 for me is a number of change. Okay, it's a number of change. Something is absolutely going to be changing for you. Okay, and it's almost like some of you here with this Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, we've got conflict, we've got disappointment, and then we have this scarcity energy with the Five of Pentacles. Fives can be a bit challenging in the tarot, as you've noticed. The other one would be the Five of Swords, which is a loss, right? So fives can be a bit challenging. And you've pulled three of them here in the clarification. So this is, for me, confirming that there is a difficulty to overcome, okay? And there is a way through. There's a path through. Notice, we have major signs of success here with the Magician, the Six of Wands, the Star, and I forget, this is the Eight of Wands, yes. We've got this fulfillment of wishes, right? We've got major signs of success, okay? But it's sort of like it's not a time to sit back and let life happen for you, okay? It's time to go for it. You have the Moon. There is something here, Shadow and the Moon, they're the same cards. Something's hidden here, okay? Something's hidden from view. The Star and the Moon, something is hidden here from view, okay? There's something that you're not quite able to see right now, okay? It can indicate anxieties, fears, and worries here as well. I'm going to do something rare. I normally don't do this. I want to clarify this. Okay, this may be pertaining to a new start here, okay, with this Ace of Pentacles coming in to clarify, which, you know, it represents the planting of a seed here, especially when you have the Empress. This is usually good. It's just that some of you here, it's sort of like there is fear, or there's a missing element to how you get started on this new thing, or what this looks like for you, okay? And I think that there's a real lesson to be learned and some real wisdom to be gained and earned through not folding, okay? It's not a time to fold, okay? It's a time to, you know, get unstuck, so to speak, and continue forward, okay? Because you're going to learn something big there. Yeah, you're kind of like, I said this in the I think the Aquarius reading. You're in the trenches right now, okay? You're in the thick of it right now. There's a lot on your plate here with the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of work here. You have a lot of you're carrying a bit of a burden, but if you can propel forward, you're going to get a nice outcome for yourself. Let's go ahead and let's move into the Kipper cards here. Let's clarify the reading by pulling some Kipper energies for you. Let's see what we have. Okay, you have child. Could involve a family member in some respects. You have marriage here. Okay, you have coffin, house, wealthy man, and distant horizons. Could be a house move or something connected to the home environment or the house coming forward for you here in the future. There's potentially an ending that's going on for some people as well in your situation here. Interesting. So you've got the family room here. There's some sort of family timeline that's showing up for you here, Gemini. Okay. Yeah, and some of you here, there's absolutely, you got this idea of the shadow with the moon, same cards, and the false person here, okay? Somebody's either not being clear with their intentions with you, or you're not being clear with your intentions with them, okay? Something like this. This may be a close ally or family member, something along these lines. I like what's lining up and stacking up here for you with the house, the wealthy man, and the distant horizon. Some of you may be ready to purchase something in the future. This is not going to happen in August. But in the future here. So I'm going to leave you right here. Thank you so much for being here. Make the most of this direct Mercury energy. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.